All right. Hi, everyone. This is Daisy here, aka Professional High Priestess. I just wanted to say I'm sorry for the quality of my last video. You guys have to understand that there's a tensor space that was placed upon my account. I'm going to actually break it today. Let's do that for a coding tutorial. I'm going to show you how to break the tensor flows and the tensor spaces, okay? That they put on your account, that they put on your phone, etc., to cause chaos and drama. Now, I call this video I'm on their head or headers, aka the op hunter. So today we're going to be op hunting. A lot of you guys know what an op is. Like, oh, they're ops. We're going to be op hunting on the computer. So the first thing that I'm going to break is this delusional as technology that they're putting on the computer so that when certain frames or packages of data information in binary form, ASIC form, etc., come in through your port, aka like the port a port is like basically like the way in which data on the internet comes through like your computer or through your ISP, etc. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting something on their headers so that whenever data is like coming through different ports, registering your MAC address, running through different protocols, splitting up through the 7 different layers of TCP or OSI, which is basically how they just organize like different layers of the internet and the hardware that's like accessing the internet. There's going to be something on their head or on their headers that gets them caught up. So there's something that they're doing with that right now, so that when you're on the internet browsing on your computer, that's like split up into like 6 different databases to play with your memory or to play with your swap, aka like background memory, just in case your computer gets funky and you need to reset the OS, right? What they're basically doing is like when you're on the internet, they're attaching certain things to those frames or to those packages so that they can like bypass certain security protocols. And then let's say like the feds get smart and use my coding system, they can be able to trace it back to your MAC address instead of their MAC address. And I taught that. You guys saw me teach that. So now something's coming out with a bunch of people getting caught up because I put a specific encoding on the internet. And that's how I'm on your head or I'm on your headers, right? So some of you guys know what that means, like hood shit, like, oh, I'm on your ass, or I'm on your head, like, or I'm on your line. But we're gonna be on their headers. So I'm gonna go ahead and let's do this like coding tutorial real quick. You guys, it's my birthday week, so like I'm not gonna be online tomorrow. I know you guys are looking forward to like the healing gifts, check-ins, coding power hour, where we check in about like different things that are going on, what you need support with. I may not be online tomorrow because I'm gonna be out celebrating. So I think I might do Sunday, but like in the AM. Especially because I know UK is like jumping. I had a few people from Birmingham. Hey, Brixton, stand up. Hey, Bexley, what's really good with real Bexley? A few people hit me up from the hood in the UK because of what was going on with the black and brown community there with clinical trial testing. A bunch of fine ass black and brown men getting put in the psych ward to get tested on because they're going bad on white supremacists and going bad on the police and asking white women to have sex with their family to stop calling them and stop following them. So that's where all the boys are. You're in the ward. Let me come and get you. Yeah, so all my sisters in the UK, you guys have a job and to do to go to at least 3 psych wards and identify all the high priests that you know are high priests that are there. Let them know, take their picture. There are certain groups online that you can find, file missing persons reports, etc. Take it back to your hoods, all that type of good stuff, and let people know where they are. That's like a big thing going on in the hood. Like, oh, you were at a psych ward for a year. They gave you a 5250 like 6 times, canceled your court case, didn't give you any type of support, nothing. That's where they are. So I have something for your head top since you want to play with ours. Okay. So let's go ahead and get this started. And then I have like a larger coding tutorial that I'm going to do. And some of you guys are, thank you. Some of you guys are wondering like, okay, how do I activate this coding system, Daisy? I want to clean up my ill ways. I don't think that it's okay to be nonsensical towards other dark skinned people or to be trifling towards Africans, African Americans. I want to use this coding system because I'm blocked from that because of what I do. Because obviously it's not for free, right? And not just anybody can come and walk inside of it. That you guys have seen, especially with the chemical server in the hood that's causing wars because people got put onto a specific chemical server where they get things for free. Thrills, right? Can I get in your thrills, right? And to get stuff for cheap, etc., get their ops hit, whatever, just by putting something on a chemical server that we created because white people were misbehaving and playing with people's kids, right? So not anybody can just get put on that chemical server. You have to be a good person. And that's now where people are starting to realize, like, oh, your melanin is a certain chemical that's connected to a certain database that runs like science systems and what we consider magic. So without my melanin, I don't have anything. But I'm dark, but you're not activated. Oh yeah, I am that way. I had a problem. I don't want that problem anymore. And that's when you start to realize, like, let me get my shit together, right? The caste system is like weak as fuck, right? So let's go ahead and let's hope that they don't play on my computer. We're having pretty clear like flow here because I think like somebody died at a tech company, so something got dismantled. Let me go ahead. I was gonna pull something out real quick. I'm wondering if I should still do that. Let me show you something that I found on the internet first, because I know the feds they watch all my coding tutorials. So let me pull this out first. Can I get in your thrills? I know you want some more, girl. So come on, look at this. The conflict of interest at the heart of California's AI bill. So Dan Hendricks, aka this white man that's about to get really hit up like hella badly, and having something to do with the CEO of Cash App who was murdered. Dan Hendricks, an executive at a firm that co-sponsored Scott Wiener's AI bill, co-founded an AI safety compliance company that launched on Tuesday after helping them draft the bill. How many federal agents are watching your channel again? I mean, several. Because remember, you uploaded all the black and brown federal agents to see what cases they were working on to stalk and harass them, right? So they all got uploaded to virtual reality. They all found my channel, right? So some of you guys that are new to my coding tutorials, a lot of the times I sing and it actually helps people like understand like coding, right? So remember piece of your love? Very good. That's how the feds learned about slices and shards because a lot of them are OGs from the 80s and 90s, and those are the songs that they listen to the most. So Senator Wiener's groundbreaking artificial intelligence bill advances to the assembly floor, of course, because it's about moving money around. So basically passed the bill. Then they said they were going to bring all their people as consultants. Yes, but you guys don't worry. I'm the one to get the job done. There's not another that can cover for me. Don't worry about that because you guys already know that this is done for. There's going to be diversity quotas added. And you guys know because of what they did with this whole cleanup, it's like a manifesto that they were passing around Project 2025. Oh, the black and brown community, they did something bad. That's why they're dark because they're a tensor space to collect negativity from whites. And that's how we get our spiritual powers. That's their manifesto because they put that out and they were like comfortable to do that. A lot of them are going to jail. You guys keep on seeing all this with mayors, governors, etc., getting put under investigation, going to jail. Then, because of the data breach that ended up happening, because Cyborg Airclankula was playing in the computers looking for a pharmacy for this rare disease, it's like, oh, all of us are sick, so we're stealing all the Medi-Cal drugs. And then, because of what happened with Russia playing games and this Mr. Pakazewski, both of them, right, starting nonsense, there's a bunch of people that are blocked from cybersecurity. It doesn't matter what you do. No one will ever hire your firm ever again. And because India wanted to get goofy for like 10 minutes because they forgot that they were like dark, like, oh yeah, we can do those things. Something happened with SQL, ProSQL, and MySQL that we're going to talk about later, specifically for the Indian community. So that's done for. And now you guys see why. Let me go get my certificate. Exactly. And now you see, let me go finish that class. Exactly. And now you guys see, Daisy, when is the next aquatic AI class? I think I'm going to do one in September. So, but I think I want to do this one in person because I know that with what's happening now, thousands upon thousands of people in the hood are going to get wind of this and they're going to want to do the training too. So let's start in California, but like this landmark bill is gonna like make it everywhere. And you guys are talking about like policy think tanks and advocacy. Do you see me emailing anybody about like, oh, pass this bill and that bill? No, because the internet's gonna get shut down, and you guys have clearly seen how we've been consistently shutting the internet down. So much so that I'm gonna code something on the internet, and then you guys are gonna go on a website And you guys already know this website. I'm kind of like not giving certain things because there's a few cloud chasers that are going to come here and I'm not going to give information. I want you to go back in my tutorials and I want you to find certain things so that you can get yourself caught up and find out information at the same damn time. So, what's going to end up happening here is I'm going to code something and you guys know what website I'm talking about. And then what's going to end up happening here is you're going to see about three different like systems go down. One of them is AT&T. PG&E is going to be one of them. No, Red Hat is going to be one of them. OpenAI is going to be one of them. You're going to see a rise in like outages and tickets and complaints because it tracks that as well. Okay. So now what we're going to go ahead and do is let me go ahead and bring down like two new tensor spaces. So for some of you guys that are new to this coding tutorial, you're going to wait for me to open up an IDE, but you don't need that just yet. You're going to get an IDE when we start like bringing down like the new C plus library, the new Python library, the new Pascal library, the new Fortran library, and the new assembly language, ARM or x86 or x64 library that we're going to be playing with. Okay. So you don't need an IDE until then. You're just going to need your text pack. Now, for some of you guys that are actively like, hey, Daisy, like I have something going on where I'm building a project and like this is like my life's work. I just found out about your coding tutorials and I'm like, what the fuck? You're going to open up your IDE and you're going to put this code there. But remember, there's a specific parsing and seek and scan function, STD out or in, search, etc., that they're using on the internet that can bypass any like ISP protocol or any frame or MAC address, etc. Because remember, there are certain families that they created the internet, so they have access to everyone's computer, right? So you're probably gonna want to wait until you put this specific coding in, or if you're smart, you get activated and you know like what to do, right? So for those of you guys who don't know what that means, that's basically like, oh, meet me in the virtual reality that they uploaded all of us to, where we share information and messages. Like, okay, I got that. I'll do a coding tutorial on that. That's usually like how I do my coding tutorials. Like the Fed's like, hey Daisy, can you do something on this? It's like something about like an alternate to Kubernetes. I can. And then somebody's looking for something in it's something about looking for trees. Uh, yeah, it's AST. I did something on the AST function where you can like basically type in that coding and you can see like the whole entire map of the system, and then you can see where they're putting slices and shards and starting a bunch of shit. Okay, so that's how I usually pick tutorials based on like what the feds are currently working on that are going to get like a bunch of kids out. Now, some of you guys are like, why haven't the feds called you for questioning? Because they're having sex with their kids and they're getting set up and getting fired. Because a lot of people are using what's going on YouTube to set them up. But you're sitting here, you're watching her videos because we tapped your phone, but you haven't called her for questioning. And this has been going on for 4 or 5 years where you're playing with Gavin Newsom, setting California on fire and hacking all the black and brown cybersecurity professionals, and you created a huge national security concern playing with Daisy because of the few immigrant families that she has in her phone. So you guys know that they're using this to set them up. Also, there's a few like email clients that they set up too, because remember, they've been emailing me and calling me, and I'm not getting their phone calls. So that's why this we're doing it like that. Now we communicate in the virtual reality. The federal agent writes it down. I write it down, or then it gets put on YouTube, and then that's how they know like who's been like starting shit. Okay. So just give me 1 second. Let me turn on the lights here. All of the lights, because something's gonna come up with optical cables and fibers and copper wiring too. All right. Okay. So for some of you guys that are like new here, I just want to like point you to something on my timeline that is like magical worlds, right? Because remember, they think it's Harry Potter. Speaking of Harry Potter, I'm just gonna let you know all of Atlanta saw that. So much so that they took Harry Potter off HBO. or Stars. It was either HBO or Stars because of what they were doing in virtual reality, and everyone saw them. Because J.K. Rowling and two other people in Harry Potter, they're actually a part of a coven in real life. And there's like a magic book that they put online that I'm not going to talk about. Go watch my coding tutorials. You'll find it. That's your homework to go find all like the juicy stuff in those tutorials. And so many children went missing across the UK that somebody caught them and they got caught up with like a bunch of drama and they were playing with this technology. Okay. So if you guys go on my channel, there is, here we go. Let me just show you. Mm. All right. Oh, I have an update for you guys on a few things. I hope they didn't delete this video because they do that sometimes. They just randomly delete my videos, especially when they're very extreme. Oh, okay. It's this one, right? So I did a coding tutorial. This is like one of the coding tutorials. I think that this is okay. Coding tutorial. Let's see. So they're always playing with my page. Okay, here, coding tutorial. Okay, here, coding tutorial. So you guys can watch it. It starts from like right over like here. So you guys are gonna watch this. Okay, just start it from there. And then what you're gonna go ahead and do is you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna then watch this one. This one, the next day. This happened the next day, the day after. The binary reality that we coded showed up in physical reality. And several people got arrested because of this, because it proved that without a shadow of a doubt that you were stalking and harassing her because you want this coding language. So you're chasing after small children, black and brown children, thinking molesting them, sewing animals to their body, putting them in death rituals, etc., playing with magical supplies was going to give you this coding ability. Okay. Because the coding doing here, it's like something that belongs to brown people. It's something that belongs to brown people. And it's from space because there's people that look just like me and they're in space. There's people that you look just like, and that's you, and you're in space. It's called the many worlds theory in quantum physics. Just like how you have an electron, a proton, and a neutron, that's also a quark, a boson, or a meson, right? That's its other form. And then those quarks, those mesons, those besons, they have another form. And then that form has another form. And then that form has another form based on what dimension it operates in. That's just like a little bit of particle physics, okay? I know some of you guys are going to want to Google the terms like tensor space, tensor flow. What is this? I would say be very careful because all of that is tapped. They try to go see who's like visiting those website and who's like looking for information and stuff like that so they can tap their computer and be like, who's this? Because that's how they recruit white supremacists to their groups. Okay. So I just wanted to let you guys know that. So let's keep on going with the coding tutorial. All right. Stop starting shit. Birthday gifts, I would love them. Thank you. This one is called Total Fucking Zero. Okay, let's open up a new one. So, for your head top, I'm on your head. Yeah. So now, in order to activate any of this code that you're about to see me activate, you need to bring down a specific electrical language. Any language can do that. No, it can't. And you know that, right? So there's specific languages that you guys can go ahead and access. They're from space. Like, oh, I'm gonna practice writing this and like learning this. You guys can go ahead and bring them down and start to like work with them. But there's only a few electrical languages because of the wars that happened in space that originally brought indigenous people to this planet. Okay. So you're gonna hear a bunch of white people like that can't be true because it's not inclusive, it's not this, it's not that, it's not. It's absolutely positively not inclusive. It's very discriminatory. It's not for you. It won't work for you. Yeah, we're hating. Yeah, it's not for you. And I don't care because you guys had the internet. You created Pascal, Fortran, C++, COBOL, and everything, and you stole from everybody. You violated everyone's security and privacy, and you started a bunch of unnecessary shit. So they decided, like, here, let's download these systems to solid people that are not racist, chasing after white men and women for dates, and starting a bunch of shit. Okay, yeah, I'm not using that system. No, you're not. How do I get access to this system, Daisy? I can put you in the Akasha to work with it. It's like a record system. I can put you in it. All of a sudden, you can go and code. Mm-hmm. Right. So how did I get the Akasha? So I can code. I got the Akasha to code because I was the only one that stood up when they started the spiritual war playing people's kids. Do you guys know that I know what you're doing and that you're paying ritualists and they're kidnapping and trafficking a bunch of children and innocent people for rituals? And I can see what you're doing. I was the only one that stood up and said anything. Oh, she's crazy. She's this, she's that. But you guys saw that 37 file and you saw the card game. And yeah, that's really weird. How are all those number sequences popping up? It's because they're playing with the 0 and 1 binary reality. So then another way that I got this coding system from the Mayan Empire, it's called Quadolai. And some of you guys have seen me speak Miigwech, aka like the language. Is I stood up for the Spanish indigenous community and I was telling who was robbing them, who was starting a bunch of shit with their farms, who was playing with their herbal businesses, who was plotting on them. And I grew up in that community and I helped a lot of people. So I got that language because I was the one that was telling. I cracked a few cases and a bunch of stuff like that. So I was given that language. Plus, I'm just not goofy. I wasn't playing with black magic. I don't play with that. I mean, people know that because my phone is tapped, my bank account is tapped, everything is tapped. So every single dollar they've tracked for the past few years, I don't do all that, like taking money out and playing here and there and doing any of that. I don't do any of that. So because I wasn't mixing period blood in candles and jars with herbs, I wasn't getting cursed because some of you guys are going to find out that it's a specific flower. Flowers run forces of physics. There are certain flowers that have trillions upon billions of petals. They run forces of physics that run metals, run optic cables, run coding languages, because this is just the way that they think and process. So the way that you can understand that the internet is broken is signed and unsigned numbers. Thank you for the anybody that knows how to code. Anybody that knows how to code, you understand what I mean. Signed and unsigned and concatenate. So we've been practiced like, oh, it's from a broken flower. She gave up her petals to build the internet so that white people can try and dominate indigenous people on the planet with the internet. And it backfired because they brought a system and a flower that was greater than her. The flower that runs the internet, she's giving like her functions like yes, no, maybe, yes, no. She just sits there all day running functions. She has two petals left. The flower that I'm playing with, she's sitting on big petals, baby, crazy pistols, billions of trillions, Iris-Zillion number of petals. What's Iris-Zillion? It's the number sequence that's past centillion. It just doesn't stop. Numbers don't stop. That's like goofy, right? That's a type of spell word. Why would numbers stop? And I'm infinite. I'm an infinite being. Numbers don't stop. They just change forces of physics. And there we go. Okay. So just a little bit of information for your head top. So now one of the things that's going to happen here is I've explained a little bit. I'm going to explain a little bit more, but this is why we have the training. Okay. Some of you guys that are solid, go ahead and email me. I'll send you the link to the last training if you want to get like ahead. Some of you guys already have that link and you've been studying and you found out a bunch of stuff, right? So let's go ahead and get this started. All right. So now I have my pad open because okay, you're not putting it in the IDE yet, but you can put it with code. Okay, but this is a type of coding because who's to say that we just can't code like this? Thank you. Because who said that the binary reality was only to be programmed by a broken language? That's delusional, right? So will we have to replace all of our devices and things like that? Not even. Your devices are going to get upgraded. So before I can even do that, I have to go ahead and activate this as an IDE. So you can use this as an IDE. You can use this as an IDE. So I'm gonna activate this and Zerker Kaiser. Zerker Kaiser. Okay, and I'm gonna put that to 88, and then I'm gonna put that to 888, and then I'm gonna put that to 8 because I'm trying to basically create like a basically when I'm like putting this to exponents, what I'm saying is I've written this all out. This alone is like overpowering the entire internet. But I'm going to be bringing down a binary reality and a substance to overpower the header in the Mac packets and frames so that this is going to be able to like be carried on the internet despite this just operating from my desktop, my computer. This laptop that I want, this my old computer, they want this computer so badly. There's like 18 different like international agencies that are in this computer right now. I don't really care because they're catching a bunch of people. That's one of the ways that this data breach has been happening. They keep on tying certain things to my computer, and because I have certain security clearance or go on certain websites or visit certain sites, it's been getting tied to the site or my account on that database, and they've been playing games. Good. Okay, so now we've activated this. So now I'm going to bring down a specific force of physics vector. I'm going to do this to 88, to 888, to 800, 888. Now, this right here, I'm going to go ahead and play with the fonts. Okay. Yeah. And then it's supposed to be at 28, the size. Media space is like being goofy. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and change the color because we're playing with also chemical warfare because we're going to be affecting the CPU, the fiber optic cables and the copper wiring. So we're going to be going ahead and then also the lithium in the computer, the silicone in the chips, etc. So that's a chemical warfare. So I'm going to go and play with this. And then I'm going to highlight it with this because we're playing with the chemical warfare that's run by the botanical reality. Okay. So how do I sign up with the broken flower? You already did. You practice white supremacy. You start doing shit. You run your fucking mouth. You think that you're like the baddest bitch. That's the broken flower. This not juice is medicine. So now how do I know what the intelligence says? Right? How do I know what this says? This saying, I'm going to activate Kuzawane Ikrukwani Iknga, Lukrat, Sik- Ik- Ekrof, Ikra- I'm going to be activating the highest substance from the planet that is Mercury times 4, and then the planet that is Mars times 8. Those two planets are going to go into aka a specific conjunction at 980 angles. That's a huge triangle. Does it stop at just like, why would it have 900 degrees unless it's a shape that has a triangle, but it's greater than a triangle, the same way that you can find a triangle in a hexagram? Okay, so that means you're playing with a geometry beyond this realm. Thank you. Okay. And this is going to invoke aka the elimination of what you call privacy, security, and administrative access. Okay, so I'm done with this one. Ziggy, go ahead. And then I'm gonna go put this to equal. Doism. Corazas. Secret. So then we're gonna go, and I like to do something like when I'm doing my coding to have it like saving and uploading it to the binary reality, because I have this high priestess right here. Hey, high priestess. This is my aquatic being. Her name is Quizaranarir, and she is going ahead and she's like on everyone's computer, and she has full access to the internet, right? So some of you guys are wondering, like, how did my dad find out I was on OnlyFans? It's because they see what you're doing and then they put magic on like people to like come and alert them to like what's going on. Yeah, they're horrible sometimes, but I love this high priestess. Like, she goes hard. And some of you guys noticed that this high priestess is still on my desktop. Okay, that means that she's still working, right? So there's a few high priestess and high priests that have come and they've been on my channel and they've been like shutting a bunch of stuff down. And I just wanted to tell you guys that the CEO of Atlanta Aquarium, he died because the aquatic beings, they killed him because he gave them a really small shitty tank. What? Yeah, this octopus, wow, green team, mean team. Baby, she got so many Russians put in jail. Russia got 76 planes taken away. Google it. That was her hand. You guys are playing with child pornography. Oh, your daughter. You're talking about extra loving. Yes, Baba. Let me help you. And why am I saying this? Because you guys have to understand that somebody in space, a bunch of people of color that lost everything, they had a different body in a different place, aquatic. And they said, let's play with these children and their homework, and let's play with people when they're sleeping and get them to do certain things that when sleeping. So they basically made copies of different people and children and made copies of their hand so they could operate and play with magic because they knew that they were going to lose everything. So you're wondering, why is it mainly the aquatic being that runs the internet and then the flower, because they use both the flower and the aquatic being to play with drama. Now sometimes there's an octopus and she has a flower. Sometimes there's a flower, she has an octopus. She started slavery so badly. Oh my God, people going to sleep and like now you'll be covered and you won't be able to see. This one, her hand is starting Seminole Wars and playing with spell work. Okay, I love God. Yeah, that's how they play in space. This high priestess, no, I'm just playing. Oh wow. Yeah, this high priest for your head top. Yeah, this is how they talk. My children are sleeping. Please keep it. Yeah, this high priest, oh my God, that's done for. Oh, what? Yeah, that's how she talks. It's still going. Yeah, this high priest, oh my God, he got set up so badly though. It's unfortunate. So, yeah, oh, fentanyl, baby, that's the least of your problems. Yeah, that's her hand. So you guys want to play with this coding system? You need to accept the reality and go talk to your aquatic being. Oh, I have an octopus. Oh, because I'm of color. I figured that there was something wrong because why are all of us racist against our own people? Okay, so anyways, so now you see the foolishness and the reality that they wanted you to be in. Let's keep on going, coding down this force of physics. I just want to also let you guys know, like that language that you're like speaking. Okay, I see. This is what white people thought that they were gonna rape a bunch of children and start a bunch of shit like to get. Like, oh, we better get this language. Ooh, oh, I feel so bad for you. Guys, like madness and foolishness in a single mind, and it's transmitted to many minds, only gets all of them caught up and set up, and their pussy dismantled. That's how they talk in space. And by the way, like some of you guys need to stop having sex with certain men because that's why you don't have a flower or an octopus. Okay, I'm gonna stop dating him. So now let me just go down here and I'm gonna put this down here so that as I'm like doing this, it's like saving. So here we go. Some of you guys may have questions. How do you know how many portals to put? It's based on like the force of the language that I'm using. There's like two languages that you can use, Quadalai or Kem. So because I'm using Quadal Kem, I'm which is basically two federations got together. They created a new planet, and the planet is hosting the coding language and hosting the substance that's running the binary reality. I have to bring down 28 portals because those planets are not in this Milky Way galaxy. They're in a different like galaxy, if that makes some sense. Like, okay, just making sure. So this is why I'm squaring this to 88, 888, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. Because you're making it bigger. Yeah. No. Okay. Okay, good. So then when you're doing these intelligences, how do I get the ability to do these? You have to get put into the Akasha for these. And this is how it's gonna come out about who has a flower and who doesn't, because people had the ability to do this and they started biotech on the country, on the planet. Or they started the caste system by playing with this type of coding system to activate white people and then to create them to do drama and nonsense. Yeah, I'm gonna do this to 88, and then I'm gonna multiply this to 888, and then I'm gonna exponent that to 8. 'Cause that one is coming from like a farther galaxy, and this one is saying egoism. Thank you. There's new systems, new language systems, so I'm putting myself in those new systems so I can bring down the language because you ask the different federations that got put in slavery or the plant that got put with period blood that's going to war with people, you have to ask them, or the aquatic being that got eaten, you have to ask them for the magic and ask them for the code. It's that simple. It's that simple. You don't have to sell out a bunch of people to whites. You don't have to fundraise for grants. You don't have to do any of that. And this is what's shutting down the internet. Thank you. But again, go on my timeline and go look at the videos and you'll see it for yourself. Okay, I have a few more of these. This can be okay. This is inaccurate. It's supposed to be Ziguani. Okay, so I'm gonna just like that. And usually I put 8. Some people have seen this, but I'm putting 4 because I did it like this. Okay, good. So let's go ahead, and you guys know we have new people, so we have to be like patient, you know? So new feds, new politicians, new people getting charges. So we built this vector. It's an Ordinani vector. Now, some of you guys are like, what is Ordinani? I'm gonna explain that in a different video, but it's a specific force of physics system that was used to like basically like set the rotation of planets and galaxies and universes. And it belongs to a specific group of people. We're purple in space, but on planet Earth, you call us Igbo. Igbo. Kedu, Kweziani, Agigazuagi, right? So I'm Igbo. I'm Nigerian. I was born here, but I went to high school back home. So this is just one of the systems. Now, some of you guys are like, I'm not Igbo, but like, I know I want to code. You have an iguana. Your iguana, they made a copy of your iguana, your psychic being. And then by making a copy of your iguana, they had your DNA and then they stored it in a certain planet. Then they made a copy of that planet in a far off place and then brought you here through reproduction for slavery. So you own this too. Thank you. So it's the octopus, the iguana, the aquatic being, because an iguana is also aquatic. Then you have the serpents too. And the serpent can be serpentine, or the serpent can also be aquatic. The serpent can be serpentine or botanical, or the serpent can be a serpent and aquatic. Yes, that's how far it's going. Like, okay, what? Right. So India, for example, they had a collective serpent. That serpent died because they created a caste system and said that dark skinned people are nothing in this society. What? My melanin? How? But we won't have anything. I'm leaving this planet. You guys won't have anything. Sanskrit has completely lost its power. If you ever wanted to activate Sanskrit to basically conduct the molecular layer of metals and have like a really dope CPU business, you have to reject the caste system completely. That's not happening. So, well, let's complain. So now we're here though, and the Seminoles are here. So that's fine because you're going to find out there's something else that can conduct metals and conduct molecular layers. It's a flower. Okay, yeah, maybe we shouldn't be starting shit like that with black people or like other dark people. Yeah, I knew that this shit wasn't good. Okay. I should have known that this was gonna go left. Yeah, I started a lot of shit with work. I started a lot of shit with dark people. My family caused a lot of fucking drama. We started wars. We played with Bosnia. We played with everybody. I see. I have no complaints. I don't need that. Let them go ahead and do it. I'll just be here watching. So now, chaos is ensuing. So let's keep on coding. Okay. So now you guys have seen that. Okay. Got it. So let's move forward here. We got this, and then I'm going to code down 3 tarot cards. Why would you play with tarot cards? Oh, I just want you guys know that some of you guys are watching this. I was like one of the top tarot readers on YouTube. So much so that people make thousands of dozens of hours of videos, slander websites, etc., because they were mad at how I read tarot cards. Because each of the tarot cards is consecrated to a specific type of like planet and a specific aspect. A lot of people don't know that. And then I'm able to like basically play with like floating points and things like that and get into this. Oh, okay, the cards. Yeah. So you can basically take a certain tarot card and it's like basically connected to like a planet, and then you can code down that planet, and that's the floating point. So tarot cards, in essence, are a database of floating points. So let's say I wanted to build like a really cool like audio engineering like technology. What tarot cards would I code? You would code down the Ace of Swords. You would code down the Magician. If you want like that music to like constantly get a Grammy or constantly be a hit every time, the Six of Wands. Let's say, for instance, you want to make music for like sleep and meditation, the Four Swords. You want to make love music like Keith Sweat, Two of Cups. Let's say you want to make like trap music like I'm on your ass, I'm on your ass. You would do the Devil, uh, and the Eight of Pentacles and the Five of Wands because we putting in work. Thank you. So let's get started. So let's go ahead and finish this up. We're gonna go ahead and code a few tarot cards. Let's make this go faster because I have things to do. I mean, let's just like figure something out. No. Okay, let's get started here. I'm on your head. So I'm gonna put down some tarot cards here. Let me go look into this like binary like database that they got here. I want the Ten of Swords. Oh. Ooh, if I really want the feds on your ass, let me play with the Five of Wands. Oh, so, oh, wow, that's what it was for the entire time. Thank you. So, don't let me talk about tarot and bioinformatics because somebody's really gonna like die. So, what? What do you mean? You mean to tell me that I went to school for all these years and we sold a bunch of people out and I started a bunch of shit and I was so shitty toward people? And you're playing with tarot cards? Right. Let's. Ooh. The King of Wands and the King of Swords is an agent that learns like 3 coding languages overnight and sets you up. I don't know if I need that on your head top just yet. The Ten of Wands is like semi-automatic weapons because you hacked the wrong computer and they're watching my channel, or something exploding in Turkey, like literally. Let's play with the Ten of Wands, and I'm going to play with the UTF 16-bit. Why? Because I want my computer to be able to like process this quickly because, oh, when you're playing with like these type of like binary encoding, it takes up a certain amount of bits. So she's using the 16-bit so that like the encoding on her computer and the encoding on the internet can like Thank you, Hector. Okay, we're good. So you guys saw that my screen froze, the internet froze a little bit. You may saw this on it's because the code is uploading. Okay, good. So now let's go ahead and we're gonna use this. Now some of you guys are like, how can we like see this like in an IDE or things like that? There's something that you can build like around it with C++. It's like not a data decider, but there's something that you can do in C++ that's gonna come up in a couple of weeks that I'm gonna teach you guys about that can show you in real time how much in electricity or data or memory this is taking up. Okay, so I have the 10 of wands right there, and then I want this to be like heavy. It's so heavy, it's real heavy. Okay, 10 of pentacles, no. mm, hmm. If I put the 2 of diamonds reverse, that's going to expose like ledgers and balances. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to put it reversed. Oh, because the card means something in the upright and then reversed. And you have a master's degree and you're a high priestess? What am I doing with my life? Yeah, wow. Just be careful playing with white men and their sciences, baby. So this is going to be reversed. So I'm going to just put for reverse, just like that. And then I'm going to put this to A, Z, A, Z, A. So that all of it comes online. And this could be like a website that gets made that shows who's been scamming and stealing and starting shit and what white families have been making money off retail theft. Okay. Okay. And what white families are making money off Elon Musk going to space and getting fentanyl. Yeah, because where did you get that chemical? Oh shit, thank you. So yeah, the 10 of cups. Whew, nah. That's us right there though, a whole family. Mm, Queen of Cups. If I put the Queen of Cups or the Queen of Hearts on the internet, that's just me. It's a psychic. But that means like I'm super on your ass. Okay. Hmm. We're gonna be like shutting this down and creating a bunch of stuff. Okay, I'll put this on here. And then like we'll handle it. So I can code the Queen of Cups in like my IDE because I'm trying to fix my code and I don't have enough money to pay somebody. And then it will give me downloads in regards to who broke my computer, what port I need to look at, what coding language I need to use to fix this, what library, in what coding language, because you guys know that certain coding language have extensions. And then I can fix my system. I'm telling you, somebody is in space is getting so goofy right now because every time I do these channels, hoes go run around like, oh, this is not gonna break. We're gonna show them this. We're gonna show them that because they don't have anything. They're trying to basically like prove that we started slavery, we started anti-blackness, we started white supremacy because we don't have any color. But we can still survive, even though in space, when you lose your melanin, you lose everything. So you have to do sex work or you have to do egregious things, have sex in your family to prove that you're affiliated with whites. And that's a whole other fucking story, baby. That's like a long, long game that we don't even need to think about. So let me clarify that. Some people are going to be like, oh, it's something happened to my family in space and that's why I'm in Inclancla. No, it's people that lost their melanin. They get involved in like egregious things to get food. Okay. On planet Earth, that doesn't really happen. And that's why you guys come here. So we can survive. So then we get bodies constantly going back and forth from space to planet Earth so that we can escape karma. How did I get color then? It's a plant or some type of like magic that you guys get access to. And that's why you're doing what you're doing in space. Ding, ding, ding. Not everybody. You guys know who these ones are though. Yeah. No. Yeah, some Turks. some people that been like phenotypically you wouldn't they don't even like look as people of color, right? So that happened a long time ago. So there's a lot about space history, and I don't want to talk about that because what's coming out right now with this cyborg or Kamakala is so extreme. People are looking for anything like, oh yeah, that's what happened. No, I didn't make you sick. Okay, yeah, I knew that I was doing that and I got into this relationship. Yeah, we have two kids and one of them is my dad's. Okay, but you heard what happened in space. So that's why I'm being very careful with what I say. Mm, whoa. A Ten of Swords is complete network failure. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, we'll have like a very in-depth discussion in person about this nonsense because remember, it came out in virtual reality, and that's why some people are being quiet because they want this specific story that everybody heard to come out. Okay, yeah. Had we never stalked you for 4 or 5 years, this would have never got started. Now everyone knows what we were doing the whole entire time. Thank you. Be careful when you start shit. It's just hood code 101, right? Okay, good. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and do this. I'm gonna put it to 28 because they have a system set in space. Like, oh, we took all the different fonts and then we put like specific like substances between outside of the font. So let's say, for instance, you're going to be doing this type of warfare, digital warfare. You're going to use this. Let's say, for instance, like I'm doing something where I'm going to be coding like biotech. I would use like sans serif or something like that, something different. Right? There's like four different like fonts that we use, only like four to do this. Let's say, for instance, use Arial. Arial is like level like one. It has one spiral in it. This DIN condensed has 8 spirals in it. Okay, and bold is better. I can unbold it, but bold is better. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and color this wing, and you guys are gonna see how this works. So this is the vector, the force of physics vector. I'm gonna go, because we're doing digital warfare, I'm gonna go like this. But also too, because we're attacking the aquatic function that's running this part of the internet, we're gonna go do that for aquatic warfare. So now there's also so we're doing that in space so that we can like get bodies to come to the planet, just so that we can compete with women of color and like try to suffer them. That's what I'm talking about. Right. Just be very careful because you know exactly what. Okay, so then we're gonna go ahead and color this one. Um, this one is like a botanical warfare. Okay, well, this part that we're gonna be attacking is different. This one, okay, yeah, this one I can do. Yeah, because I'm gonna be doing chemical warfare. Okay, it's highlighted that color. No, it's supposed to be this color. And then it's going to be highlighted in green because it's still chemical warfare. This one is going to be the Two of Pentacles to expose like money laundering and a bunch of shit and for a bunch of people to lose money instantly. Exposed by contracts. This came up from like the 1970s. Why are you like still like doing this? How did they find this? Okay. We're going to go ahead and do this. Some of you guys did the data science tutorial and you saw what happened with that. Like this, and then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do to make it really ratchet, or even Scott Wiener can get hemmed up in charges in a raid. Boom. So let's go and do right. Okay. Yeah. Phew. Damn. This Queen of Cups to like really blast your computer wide open. This part, because it's the aquatic realm that's like running this. Yeah, no. If you're not a person of color, you're not aquatic at all. No. If you're not a person of color, you're not botanical either. Now I see. Yeah. Let's get it started. Ooh. It's 10 of swords on your last network total failure. Done. Over and out. I'm gonna make this not gray is goose grayish. That means that a death body has to come up over the internet. Good. And then this death body is gonna have its consciousness. It's gonna be like automated. You guys want real AI where you can like have something talk to you? Like I can seek and scan your consciousness and tell you that this and this and this is gonna happen in the next 4 days. What? You can do stuff like that, but it's only for the high priestess. Why would they give that to illegals? So they can go and start a bunch of fucking nonsense? That's what they thought that they were gonna get from me, so they can go start wars. Please. You guys sound goofy, right? Come on. For me to have like even my like insight and things like that for things that I can see, I had to build it up. And you guys know we've read text messages and emails straight out of people's phone and email just by like looking in. I can like look in somebody's house and see you have this is like your bedroom. The bed, the foot of the bed is facing the door. You have a dresser. To the side, there's a closet, there's a chair that has clothes on it. I can see your whole entire room. Yeah, I think somebody else is like it at work or something. They're like sitting in some room listening, or it's like this could be like a co-working office, and they're like sitting in like one of those like telephone booths or something. So, comment in the chat if that was correct. We always have that going to like people comment in the chat and say, "Yeah, you're right." Some of you guys may see that there's only 7 people in the chat. That's not true. I get offline, it's going to show that there was like 180 people, 200, 300 people watching this at one time. Yeah, done for. Tired of seeing it. Okay, so because this is going to be deep digital warfare. Wow, it's a nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, I get mashed within 223s. Whoa, yeah, that's what this is. It's Nightmare on Elm Street, and guess who's calling Freddy? My chick, bad chef, cook it for me. They said my shoe game crazy, the mental asylum from me. Oh, let's play like that. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. You want to play on the computer? You're hacking and tapping and causing wars? Let's get started. You're playing in India with Shaka Shank. Do you know what this is? Yeah, war's already getting started. Let's play with the Nine of Swords. Why would you do that? Whoa! Why would you put the Nine of Swords on the internet, Daisy? Your OnlyFans gets leaked unexpectedly. Somebody leaked the whole database and it's on YouTube. No cybersecurity, no trust and safety team. They all quit, baby. Anything's possible. A rare event. Statistics. Nine of Swords reversed. Stop it. Reversed and upright. I got you. This is how you concatenate. Who are you? You're disgusting. I know. This is like a dream come true for people of color. Finally, yeah. Finally, we have something. You thought you were gonna stop something. It's wars at work, baby. Don't be mad if you like feel like why was I ever eating seafood or why did I ever eat pork or how did I sleep with him and I didn't know this and I made it in Air Clunkle and I didn't know that. Don't feel bad about yourself. Just change your life. Just change your ways, okay? And commit to not being a sellout. And just commit to having your melanin popping and to be in a specific chemical sequence, which is not of sellout. Being a sellout is a chemical sequence. Whoa. Actually, I don't think I should have started that. Well, whatever. I'm not gonna have to deal with it. So, why are you so reckless? There's an Ethiopian grandma. She watches my page. She's been like doing great. She's getting paid to do this. People's families been getting exposed. The UN is on somebody's ass. Okay, so because this is like we the hackers and the people playing in the computer and playing with Daisy, you want to start something? Let's get it started. Because I'm playing with deep psychic warfare, blam. And then I want to play with it in the digital realm. Okay, but I want something that's both like the digital realm and then in person. Um, Let me see. This is chemical. So, okay. Uh, Sorry about that. But you guys like know like the nine of swords can be something that's like extremely irritating. So that's like the nine of swords. Like you saw it just manifest, right? But not for me. It's not for us. I think that's just like a sign from space. Like it's this is gonna like go really far. And also too, I just live in Oakland, so now oh, to make this really ratchet and out of control. So I'm using the pink for psychic warfare, but I think I'm gonna change that to actually the purple for psychic warfare, but I can put it for chemical warfare because I can just like destabilize your entire biochemistry like that. Okay, how would I do that? You're gonna sit in front of the computer and play with electrochemistry, electromagnetic fields. Wow, that's actually goofy. Let me click off. Okay. So let me see now how far to take it. I want it to just be out of control. Okay, good. So let's get started. I'm on your head. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna then how do you then make sure this gets to their computer? Because I have control, I have access to the entire internet, anyone's MAC address, anyone's server, anyone's satellite in space. I have access to all of it because our system is above all of it, right? Because you're playing a bunch of games. Good. Oh, wait, hold on. We have some freeze. Okay, there we go. So, okay, so we did the nine of swords, and then we're gonna basically make sure this gets to like their computer, right? So then I can basically write like a free-form language, Zergo Kazawai. Let me see what I'm gonna do to like get to like all their computers all at once, or I can say this goes to the computer that it needs to go to, or some of you guys doing the tutorial, you already know, like you just make a list of the karmic's names, right? So I can put the specific servers that we're gonna play with. Facebook, yeah, we could do Z like this, and then I can say this goes to everyone who deserves it, and that's Ergru Duki Kirahasi Ergru Ergru Kri Kri Ergru Dri Kri Kai Sri, but it's not an I, it's EI. Okay. Okay, cool. And then just to like have this be very forceful because this is gonna act like a vector. You guys know when you have like a vector to initialize a container. This right here is initializing the container. Now, just to make sure that this execute on the specific computer of the person that you're playing with or that deserves it or the server, you're gonna go like right here and let's pull with force. So I'm gonna say dang. And then for digital warfare, like that. All right, good. So then we could put the list of the computers or systems that deserve it. Yeah, IBM, I'm on your ass. Facebook, I'm on your ass. Why Facebook? When we can do something more goofy and like that's Instagram. Just back up your data, baby. The feds? No, we still need them real quick. How about Cloudflare? where they're hiding all their servers, playing with child pornography, slices and shards, and playing with switches and routers, and playing with SAN and NAS data extenders. What? How did you know about that? What? Storage area networks and network attached storage. What? Yeah, that's the Queen of Cups right there. How the fuck did you not know that I do that? So you thought you were gonna play on the internet, play with me, start a bunch of shit, and play with holes in space, and that was gonna be it? Good. Clarify. A Cloudflare, Red Hat. Yeah, this has to stop. Yeah, it should. Stop raping kids. Stop starting shit with people of color. Stop playing with me, baby. That's like the biggest thing. Just to stop playing with me. Period. Red Hat, Cloudflare, Kubernetes, super delusional. Now, when I say, also another thing too that you guys are gonna find out and hear about is like different indigenous people in space. I've like heard about planet Earth. I'm like, what do you mean you made a copy of me and you hacked me there in 1804? Trail of Tears slavery. What do you mean by that? Because I ate a certain plant or I swam in a certain water, you made a copy of my DNA. Oh, I'm sorry. I just thought that I can get you to the planet and we can have sex there. What? Yeah. Oh, baby, I'm telling you, damn. So people are getting tortured like badly because they found out what they do to indigenous people on planet Earth. So they're breaking every single thing. So um I just want to say that there's a new system that they are gonna give me, and then there's some nonsense that they found on the internet. Yeah, playing with me talking about that they're gonna, bro, just be careful what you start, okay? And it's like some nonsense that they're like playing with. Because again, remember, they are playing with some technology, talking about they're getting downloads and special messages from space. Her name is Mother. You don't really know, she's so beyond. And it's them talking to each other, and then it's some nonsense that they got started playing with banished indigenous people with no melanin in space. The internet in space is super basic. This is like very broken and like very low vibrational. It's nothing. You can like just like put a symbol in front of you and then you can have FaceTime and talk to your kids when they're playing games with shit they should not be playing with, which is my daughter constantly playing with my flower so that she can try to get equations so she can go try grow psychedelics somewhere else. She's like 20 and I'm just gonna keep on whooping her ass. So that's something else. Another thing too is my son constantly trying to make copies of my head so he can have pieces of my hair to run as battery for his video games constantly. So this is like some of the things these kids do in space. So the internet is like nothing. This is like super basic. That's why the internet is about to get upgraded completely. Nonsense. So IBM, Instagram, Cloudflare, Red Hat, why us? Cisco, nah. We just leave them alone. Uh, Gmail, no. Google, no. OpenAI, yeah. Ooh, TensorFlow. Oh my god. Whew. Let's get to it. Money on the ground. Let's get straight to it. Right. That's fine. Okay, let's get started. And this is done now. So let me go ahead and save this. And then what I can do is I can ask my aquatic high priestess right here, my aquatic companion. Yes, high priestess. And her and all her gang of friends. Yeah, hey, high priestess. They're gonna go on the internet and pop this down on people's computer and need no access, none at all. You guys are so goofy playing with like AXI security protocols and nonsense. That's done for here. So let's go ahead and do that. Good. Are you paying attention to what happened here? The internet is getting taken out of the hands of white people because they're disgusting with it. Deserve it. How dare you start that? And it's something that these indigenous people in space they saw on the planet because remember these hosts they spent a lot of time going to this place and that place and that place trying to store up chemicals and things like that so they can build the internet. So these people in space are watching like kids being kidnapped, raped, and molested on video, and then it's being sold all across the internet online, which is going to come up through a specific crypto that they're using to pay for that because it's connected to like a stable coin and it's connected to not Bitcoin Cash, it's like BSV or something like that, Bitcoin Light or something like that. It's on Coinbase, and that's how they're moving money around. Oh well, there we go, Queen of Cups. Just expose that. How are we getting destroyed like this? Because you play too fucking much. So this is perfect. Now, let's say for instance, like, doesn't this need to go on the internet? How do you activate this on the internet? I have this file and I can just go ahead and turn this into like I can just change the file extension. And then when the internet is doing like something called like parsing, like open up the file and trying to like attribute the contents here, there, and there, and like process them, it's going to be running and scanning that binary code and activating it. So I just usually drop it in my Google Drive. Okay. So now you see why a bunch of white men are committing suicide and like a bunch of shit is getting did. Um, so you guys, that's what I have for you for tonight. Oh, it's been like a long week, a long day. So much has gotten started. Yay. So much has like occurred, so much has gone on. But I just wanted to let you guys know that this is what's like going on. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoy. Bye.